going to change the rankings? No. But I think that Houston, number 21 Houston against South Florida, is a matchup that people aren't looking at right now, just probably because of the rankings, just because of where we're at. But South Florida is very consistent in winning games, and Houston is like the circus juggler.
Well, give Houston credit. They have some quality wins on their schedule. They have a win over Wichita State. They beat Memphis. Utah State's been a consistent team as far as a mid-major. That's a quality win. They also have wins over LSU, Oklahoma State, and also, let's see here, they also have a win over Dana Altman's Oregon Ducks. So they haven't been playing cupcakes by any means. I think they're legit. The question, though, is the type of teams they're beating in that American Athletic Conference, because other than UConn, who is down right now, can you really say that there is a team that is, a powerhouse that conference at this point? And I would say, to talk about conferences that have plummeted here over the last 12 months, the American Athletic Conference comes to mind.
You talk about UConn. We're gonna sidetrack and sidestep here. Did you see the UConn Tulsa game where both coaches got ejected? That was almost comical. Both coaches got 2 technical fouls and got ejected. Did you see that? What are your thoughts?
Well, that shows you just how much UConn's plummeted when the coach is having to fight the fights for his players. He gets himself ejected. I think that tells you the story of how UConn's been struggling this year.
They're like, all I want to do is shake hands. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Mississippi State, ranked number 24 against Vanderbilt. Obviously a great team down there in Nashville, but it just feels like Vanderbilt just can't get a grip this year. We're used to seeing Vanderbilt in the tournament and doing well. I'm not saying they won't make the tournament, but they just seem to be struggling. And if they keep the pattern going on, Mississippi State, number 24 Mississippi State, goes into Nashville, into Music City, and sings a country song, if you will.
Well, I would say right now, if Vanderbilt, considering the talent they keep bringing in, I would say right now, if they can't get things figured out, you could be talking coaches that are on the hot seat right now. Bryce Drew's name could be coming up on that list, because you look at the talent that Vanderbilt has brought in the last couple of years recruiting-wise, this should be a much better team than the 9-7 record team. They have been an ultimate disappointment, I would say, even though, they're a private school against the SEC. Doesn't matter. You have the talent. You should be able to produce results, and they are not doing that. And I'd say right now Mississippi State is underrated to just be barely in the top 25 at this point. I think they have a much better record and a much better, resume than several other teams that are ranked ahead of them in the AP poll. And I think it will show tonight they'll win this game handily against a Vanderbilt team that's been a gross disappointment so far in 2019.
If you want to stay up late and watch basketball, that's fine. And the game to watch is not the game to watch, but it's a game to watch, and that's Gonzaga at Portland. Do we really have anything to talk about with this game? I mean, the Bulldogs
Nothing
got
about
this.
that game. Gonzaga wins that game big. And same thing with Nevada over the Air Force Academy. That should be another easy win for Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada over Air Force is great. Obviously, I mean, always like to root for the Service Academy, but why we still got you a little bit action going on tomorrow on Monday.
Academies, they have a limit to how tall the players could be, and that's one thing that's ruined the chances for Army, Navy, and Air Force for years. So that's not old news right there.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the military, there's that height requirement, so we'll deal with that. Tomorrow we got Marquette, number 15 Marquette against Providence. Now let me talk with you a little bit about this game. This is a game where people aren't going to be paying a lot of attention to until Providence beats Marquette, and here's why that's going to happen. Marquette has not been able to be consistent on all cylinders, and they proved that against IU. I mean, we see where IU is playing at now, and I'm just using that as an example. Marquette is very inconsistent. They're a roller coaster team. Providence is going to come in tomorrow and beat Marquette, and they're going to make some national headlines.
Providence has a decent record, but they have a lot of questionable losses. I mean, they're 1-3 right now in the Big East, and those were against the lower-level teams in that conference. I'm not buying the Fire story in this game, and I think Marquette's going to finally get their act together and finally get some decent results. You look at the other games on Sunday, Florida State should easily blast Boston College, even though that game is at Chestnut Hill. And don't even ask me about Iowa, Illinois. Illinois is absolutely – I cannot believe that they have not figured this out. Tom, this is an Illinois team that was one of the best teams in the country in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s decade.
Right.
How they have plummeted this badly in just 5, 6, 7 years is just beyond me. And the fact that they are the lowest team in the Big Ten, if you look down there, they should not be this bad.
How good is Maryland? How good? And we look at Maryland. They're a very good basketball team. We know that. But they play Michigan State. Michigan State, Tom Izzo, they have their act together. But I kind of just feel like that Maryland's going to beat Michigan State in this. Don't ask me why. I just think it's going to happen. What are your thoughts?
Well, when you mentioned Maryland, the word that comes to mind is an overachiever. I think they have gone far beyond what I think people thought they were going to be at this point. And Breslin Center, unless you have a perfect game against a team like Michigan State at the Breslin Center, chances of winning that game is next to nothing. Maryland will give it a good roll, but I think the Spartans find a way to win on Monday.
If we could just talk about Tom Izzo for a second, are we seeing the end of the Tom Izzo era, especially with everything that's been going on up there at Michigan State?
Well, I don't think it's been if you're talking about the Nassar situation, I don't think it's been necessarily tied or there have been any links toward Tom Izzo, et cetera. I mean, he's still the head coach. Mark D'Antonio is still the head coach with the Michigan State football team. Susie Merchant is still the head coach with the Michigan State women's basketball team. So, yeah, it was a egg on the face for a while, but ultimately nothing changed. So I think it's almost a dead issue at this point. I mean, if there would have been any things on Izzo, D'Antonio, or Merchant, you would have seen it by now. The fact that you haven't seen it, I think, says that it's a dead deal, at least in the eyes of the Michigan State faculty.
Well, us IU fans know very well Dane Fife, who's up there at Michigan State. Is he the heir apparent to Tom Izzo there at Michigan State?
I still think you could maybe get 5-6 years out of Izzo. I really do. So I don't think and by that point, I think Fife's going to find another job. I mean, he's a former coach with Purdue Fort Wayne. I think he will have found another job by that point. So I don't know if there's really fair to say who's the heir apparent for that job at this point or not.
Well, let's get into some of the big games tomorrow. It is so hard to wrap our minds around that we don't have NFL. We got 4 teams that are left. As the old song, it was 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Well, there's 4 bottles of beer on the wall, and you're going to need a lot more than 4 beers to get through this weekend. Let's quickly go through the weekend as we get ready for Super Bowl. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? We'll know this weekend. We'll know. We'll start with the Patriots and the Chiefs. You know what? If it's the Rams,
because I think the Chiefs eventually are going to get caught up with that defense against a team that knows how to get to Super Bowl games. And let's face it, the Saints look vulnerable against Dallas this past weekend. And yes, that game was in the Superdome, but I think Sean McVay is going to find a way to get the job done against a inconsistent Saints club. I think you're going to have the Patriots against the Rams in Super Bowl 53.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on the Rams part of it. I really am, but I don't care. I'm not trying to throw any karma or any juju toward the Patriots. I do not want to be in our Super Bowl special that we have every year on Super Bowl Sunday. I do not want to be talking about the Patriots playing whoever, whether it's the Saints or the Rams. I got to go with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is your MVP. They dismantled the Colts. I get that. And I know it's only 3 points that they have an advantage, and they're at home. And I know it's not going to be Foxborough weather, but let's just give some juju to the Chiefs. I think it's going to be the Rams and the Chiefs. Real quickly, let's talk about a game that really doesn't matter. We're fun to talk about. Too bad it's no longer in Hawaii, and that is the Pro Bowl, AFC, NFC. Let's go AFC. What are your thoughts?
I think the NFC has the more firepower based on who's going to be left at that point, based on the teams left and the teams that don't make it. I think you go by that, and Drew Brees, at quarterback, if he loses in the championship game, That's going to be a big hurdle for the OC have to overcome. I think the NFC will win this game 50-41.
50-41.
It's always a shootout because they don't play defense.
Oh, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a nail biter. I want to be on the edge of my seat. Matthew Embry, WSBT, up in South Bend, Notre Dame country. Any final thoughts or words of wisdom? I know you said you have a 10 o'clock curfew, so we're getting close to that, and we got to take a break. So you're more than welcome to stick around and talk some NFL with us. Just about
the big game on my mind is NAIA. We don't really talk about it, but Bethel's got a big matchup today against Taylor University. It's second year for Ryan Lightfoot, the son of the legendary coach Mike Lightfoot. Doesn't really have a quality win on his record, but boy, he certainly could get one if they could knock off Taylor today at the Whitecap Center this afternoon. And like I say, for the fans that are listening around the South Bend, Mishawaka area, be supple on the roadways. There's a lot of ice, a lot of snow, so give yourself some extra time if you got to head out today. If you don't need to head out, just stay home at this point because the weather is just horrendous here in northern Indiana.
Well, we're supposed to get it. I thought I would wake up and see a Winter Wonderland again, but we don't see anything yet here. But I think it's coming. The dog had to go out around 5 o'clock this morning, and it was sleeting, raining, and it was icing. So I think we got some ice stuff going on, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, Matthew Embry, appreciate you joining us. We're going to be talking again next week. We'll be talking some college hoops, and we'll see what happens.
Anytime, Tom.
All right, buddy. We'll talk with you soon. Matthew Embry, WSBT up in Notre Dame country up in northern Indiana, joins us. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break. Be back with some more NFL talk. Mo from the BS Sports Show is going to be joining us here momentarily. Yes, not sure exactly what time he's going to be in with us. A few more minutes he'll be with us, and we'll be talking some college betting for those of you that like to bet. My name's Tom Michaels, El Presidente. We'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only